Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum friends. Welcome back to another episode transfer update with Football Gupshup. We'll be going through many news. We'll be speaking about many clubs. We'll be starting with Manchester City. Now, Manchester City, as everybody knows, that they've signed Erling Haaland, they've signed Julian Alvarez back in January. Now, the news which is circulating is regarding the outgoings. It has been reported that Pep Guardiola would like to bring in Calvin Phillips as a replacement for Fernandinho. Hello, Saka Absolute. Thank you very much for tuning in. And right now, as we are speaking about Manchester City, it has been reported that Calvin Phillips is a target for Pep Guardiola. He wants to bring him in. He is currently a player. Hello, Dinba. Thank you very much for tuning in. Hello, mate. Seeing you after a long time. Thank you very much for tuning in. I was just going through City transfer update. As we know that Calvin Phillips, he was a target for Manchester United, but right now he seems to be almost, you could say, Pep Guardiola wants him. So let's see what happens. Hello, Kashmiri Footy Delight. Guys, please do check in Kashmiri Footy Delight. It's a very good channel. And it seems that Calvin Phillips will definitely make his move to City. City are also interested in another player called Cucurella from Brighton. So City are looking in for some players. But now what we're going to speak about is the outgoings. It has been reported that Barcelona are interested in the likes of Bernardo Silva, whereas there's other player as well in Raheem Sterling, who is also getting an interest from other clubs as well. The club which has been reported with Bernardo Silva is Barcelona, but Barcelona have some financial crisis. Right now they seem to be speaking about it like kind of with many other areas such as financial institutions, and they want to fix this as soon as possible because they're looking for some transfer moves such as Lewandowski and right now Bernardo Silva as well. Frankie de Jong is another key into this one. If they sell Frankie de Jong, they will at least have 60 million euros in the salary gap, as well as they will have lots of money in terms of 80 million euros to spend as well. So Barcelona are looking for a replacement, and they think Bernardo Silva is going to be a perfect replacement for Frankie de Jong. So let's see what happens, if it happens or not. Now, going further, Barcelona are also interested in Rafinha. I'll come back to that later. Rafinha asking price was 40 million around, you could say, last season, but this time around Leeds United are asking of upwards of 55 million to 60 million euros, to which Barcelona are not sure of. Maybe they might go for it, but it all depends what happens with Ousmane Dembele. If Ousmane Dembele signs that contract extension, then they will not go out and spend that much on Rafinha. So it might seem that Rafinha will be heading towards Emirates Stadium. Arsenal are interested in Rafinha, so we'll see that if Arsenal will be able to complete that one. In regards to what's happening with Bernardo Silva, Pep Guardiola has said that he would want to keep Bernardo Silva, but if the player is unhappy, he wants a move, he will not come in between as long as the other club is paying what he is worth. So which means is that City are not going to let go of Bernardo Silva that easily. Barcelona will have to get top dollar. That means Barcelona will have to sell Frankie de Jong for a little bit more money, and Manchester United will have to pay that much if they want Frankie de Jong as their player. So everything is working in kind of a connection. So one club has to pay another club, and then that club uses that money for other player, and then that club gets the money and they are looking for other targets. But right now everything seems that it's just like about one move. So if Frankie de Jong moves, then we might see that kind of chain reaction. We might see Bernardo Silva moving. Whereas in case of Raheem Sterling, I think Raheem Sterling has completed his stay at City. He's looking for a move. He wants to move back to London. And it has been reported that Chelsea are very much interested. Thomas Tuchel sees him as an important player. He also sees Sterling as almost like a false number 9 as well. So he would want to keep Raheem Sterling. He wants to get Raheem Sterling. So in case if he gets him, the amount of valuation which has been spoken about is between 30 to 40 million euros, but City are looking for a little bit more. So let's see what happens with that one. Now moving on to other transfer news, I'll be speaking about Inter Milan. Inter Milan, they are pretty much looking forward for Lukaku to join them. Now the key over here is, which I said earlier in the previous news as well, that Skriniar is going to be a key into this. Thomas Tuchel might look for a swap deal because he's already lost Rudiger, who has joined Real Madrid just today. So he has lost Rudiger, he has lost Christensen. He's looking for a centre back, so Skriniar might come into play. and we might see a swap deal happening between Inter Milan and Chelsea. Skriniar moving towards Stamford Bridge and Lukaku moving towards Inter Milan. So that will be something to watch out for. Another move for Inter Milan is going to be Mkhitaryan, who was playing for Roma. It seems that Inter Milan are looking to sign him. So Inter Milan might get him on the free transfer. He has left Roma on a free. So they will be signing Henry Mkhitaryan, Dybala and Lukaku. So that means what will happen to Martinez, Lautaro Martinez? It seems that Tottenham are looking into him. Antonio Conte likes the player, but it all depends on the valuation. What do Tottenham want to pay for it, and what are Inter Milan looking for? I think what is going to happen is, in terms of transaction, what will happen is it might happen in installment, because as far as we know, Tottenham are also interested in 3 to 4 more players. So if Tottenham would spend all of their budget on Lautaro Martinez, it wouldn't help their cause to get the other targets. So what I think is they'll come to a compromise and they will try their best to get Lautaro Martinez in the season, because Antonio Conte loves the player. So we might see a partnership of Lautaro Martinez, Son, as well as Harry Kane, which is really going to be a very good attacking lineup. And imagine what can Antonio Conte do this time around in this present Premier League season. Having the likes of Kane, Son and Lautaro Martinez is totally going to change the way Tottenham play football, and I think they're going to be real threat for the Premier League trophy. So let's see what happens with that one. Whereas we'll be also speaking about West Ham United. They are edging closer to sign Nagred from Rennes, and it seems that the 35 million move deal is going to happen. So they will get that deal. As far as their interest in Jesse Lingard has been, you could say it has died down. It's not as strong as it was a year ago. Perhaps the reason is that Lingard is looking for an excessive wages, and maybe West Ham United are looking at it saying that, he might not be worth it or something. But let's see what happens. We still have time in the transfer window, and we'll see what happens going down further down the road. Now, as far as other transfer news is concerned, Rudiger has joined Real Madrid. As I said to you earlier, Real Madrid have signed Tchouaméni. Signing Rudiger, it shows that they're making pretty good signings. Now, will they go and sign more players? We just have to wait and see. Will they get another attacker? I think they might, because if Jovic leaves Real Madrid, then they will be short of somebody as a striker in the whole squad. Rodrigo can play as a striker, but I think Rodrigo will mostly play on the right wing. But let's see, what do Real Madrid do? Will they go late into the market looking for that striker? And speaking of striker, there is a player called Haller who plays for Ajax. It has been reported that Borussia Dortmund would be willing to pay about 33 million euros to Ajax for his services. Steven Haller is really interested into joining Borussia Dortmund. I'm sure that after Erling Haaland, Borussia Dortmund are looking for a proper out-and-out striker, and Haller would fit the bill. So let's see if Haller would be joining the likes of Borussia Dortmund, which is going to be real key over here. Moving forward, we'll be also speaking about Manchester United. Now, Manchester United, they were linked with a player called Vitinho, and it seems that link has died down. Vitinho is edging more closer towards PSG, whereas Eriksen, it has been said that Eriksen would love to stay in London, but you never know, because Erik ten Hag wants Eriksen as much as he wants sorry guys, as much as he wants Frenkie de Jong. So if he gets Eriksen and Frenkie de Jong, it would mean that he would put his style, implement his style in the Manchester United team. And it seems that for him it's important to get Eriksen, but we'll wait and see, because we've seen in the recent video which has been leaked out where the fans were speaking to Richard Arnold, and Richard Arnold has said that there's money to spend, around 200 million. Now, if that is true or not, we'll get to see. But if sorry guys, if Frenkie de Jong does sign for Manchester United, that means United are not going to have that much money to spend on other targets. So we'll wait out and see what happens with Frenkie de Jong, how much United are willing to pay. Once that is done, they will move on to Eriksen. Once that is done, then we'll see if they'll get an attacker or a centre back. So far for the centre back, Julian Timber has turned down Manchester United because of Louis van Gaal. Louis van Gaal has said if Timber wants to keep his place in the national team, then he has to play in Ajax, because if he doesn't get that much play time, he wouldn't get selected. So that has played on the player's mind, and most of United fans aren't happy with LVG. So let's see how that one goes. Most probably Timber will stay at Ajax for a season, and then he will move for the season after. Most of the fans are saying that you should make a deal in January rather than right now, so he gets to play the World Cup and then he can join United in January. So far, this is what we have for Manchester United. Whereas for, hello Abdullah, thank you very much for tuning in. Whereas for Arsenal, they are getting a very good player in Vieira, and most probably they'll be getting Rafinha as well. So imagine if they get the likes of Rafinha, Vieira, it's really going to change the way Arsenal play, and I think it's going to be absolute splendid time that the Arsenal fans are going to be looking forward to. Imagine having the likes of Vieira, who almost reminds you of Fabregas, Mesut Ozil, like bringing those through passes, dividing those lines, and he's really a class player. So if he comes in, Rafinha comes in, they got Martinelli, they got Saka, they got so much talent going forward, as well as they will get Gabriel Jesus as well. It's just a matter of agreement between the clubs. I think the valuation is coming near. It's going to be around 50 million euros, maybe 55 million with the add-ons. So if Gabriel Jesus happens, Rafinha happens, Vieira happens, I can see almost like a Portuguese-Brazilian connection over here, what Edu is trying to do, bringing in that South American element into the Arsenal team. So that might help Arsenal cause into finding that X factor. And I'm sure that if these three players do join in Arsenal, then Arsenal can punch above their weight. And I'm sure that they will be looking forward to that fourth place, to that third place. And they're improving the squad. They're willing to spend that money. They're willing to improve the squad. So I'm sure that the Arsenal fans are going to be really happy about it. Whereas in news for other teams such as Everton, we'll be speaking about Zinchenko. Lampard he wants Zinchenko, so does West Ham, but it seems that Lampard really wants him, and he feels that Zinchenko should be playing a little bit upwards as he plays for his national team in the midfield. And I've seen him played in the national team. He really plays good, and I'm sure that he has Mikalenko as a left back, so Zinchenko will have that freedom playing in the midfield. So it will be a good addition for Everton as well. So that's what we have for today, guys. That's the update we have. I'm sure that you would have enjoyed this transfer update. I'll see if any other news does come in. I'll be also bringing out a special episode regarding Manchester United, and I'll see if I can do for other clubs as well. So I want to thank you everyone. Thank you Saka Absolute, and Dinba, thank you very much for tuning in as well. Gabriel as well. Yes, Gabriel Jesus, as I've said, Gabriel Jesus will be coming in as well for Arsenal. So I'm sure that you guys will be tuning in a little bit later as well. I'll see if any news or update does come in, and I'll be giving you that update, because right now, as you have seen, players are going on their holidays and the transfer news have started picking up. Like before, I remember like you could go like 6 days back, the transfer news was not as fluent as it is right now. So I'm sure that many updates will be coming in, and the managers would want their players as early as they can, because they'll be heading into pre-season, and club fans are looking eagerly, they're waiting eagerly to get those new additions. And remember guys, there'll be some player sales as well from your clubs, so I'm also waiting for that one. Let's see what happens, and I want to thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you Saka Absolute, thank you Dinba once again, thank you Abdullah Zahid, thank you Kashmiri Foodie Delight, and I'll be seeing you in a while. I'll hope that there'll be some updates happening, and if it does happen, then I'll be giving you another update today. So thank you very much for watching, and have a nice one. Thank you very much. Please do subscribe and press that like button. Thank you very much for watching. Have a nice one.